In our video today, we are going to be looking at how to use a scientific calculator to solve simultaneous equation. You can make use of any of your scientific calculator. Here, I'll be using the FX991ES. I'm going to be looking at simultaneous equation in two variables and how you can break that down to input into the calculator. Then we also look at simultaneous equation in three variables. So our work is cut out for us. Let's just go ahead and head to our video for today. So here we're having this equation x plus y is equal to 8 and x minus 3y is equal to 4. The keylog is going to be showing all that I will be pressing on the calculator. But first, we need to break this down into a format that we can easily input into our calculator. And if we want to express this simultaneous equation well with the coefficients, we are going to have 1x plus 1y is equal to 8 and 1x minus 3y is equal to 4. 1 is generally not written in our simultaneous equation, and this is confirming to the general equation that the coefficient of x plus the coefficient of y multiplied by y is equal to the constant c. And we want to just put this, let's say, in a matrix format, and we have ABC as our columns and rows 1, 2. Now, the coefficient of x in the first equation is 1, the coefficient of y is 1, and the constant c is 8. Now, in the second equation, the coefficient of x is 1, the coefficient of y is minus 3. That's where most of the time you can make mistake. It's not 3, it is minus 3, and then the constant is 4. Now, this set of values are what we are going to input into our calculator. And to solve this, we first press our mode so that we can go to the equation mode, which is 5. So we'll press 5. And then looking at this simultaneous equation in two variables, we can see that the one that is being shown with the option 1 is the one that conforms to simultaneous equation in two variables. So if we press that, we have these trees that we have to fill out, and that's what I explained initially. These are the values 1, 1, 8, 1 minus 3, and 4. So in the first case, we press 1, and once we press equal to, that value will be stored as appropriate. So now for B1, we have 1, and for C1, we have 8. Okay, then for the second equation, we have for the A2, we have 1, and then for the B2, we have minus 3. Is minus 3, not 3. So we have, this is the sign for minus 3, and then we'll press equal to. Then for the constant, we have 4, and we'll press equal to. Once you are through with that, you need to check, did I make any mistake? Am I on the right track? I hope I didn't input any value wrongly. And once you are able to ascertain that, like for example, if any of them you made mistake, you can easily correct. And once you are through with that, just press the equal to. And here it's giving us that the value of x is 7 and the value of y is 1. Okay, so you can just write out our solution here and say that x is equal to 7 while y is equal to 1. That's the solution to this simultaneous equation. And we want to check. You can easily say 7 plus 1 is 8. Okay, in the first equation, 7 plus 1, that is 8. Then in the second equation, 7 minus 3 multiplied by 1 will be 7 minus 3, which is 4. So that is consistent with our solution. And with that, we can move on and look at another example. Okay, here I've broken down the analysis of the equation, but now this is going to be more tougher. You cannot possibly say you want to be solving this on the fly with any of the method of solving equations. So we are going to go into our mode for equations, and we're going to input all these fractions. The coefficient for x in the first equation is 2 over 3. So we have 2, and this is where you have over, okay, that fractional sign. So we have 2 over 3. You can see in the key log the way I press it, and once you press equal to, it will solve that and put it into the value for the coefficient of x. Now for the coefficient of y, which is B1, we have 1 over 4. For the constant, that is 9, and you press equal to input it. Then the second equation, we have 5 over 9 as the coefficient of x. We have minus 5 over 6. Again, you don't want to leave out your negative sign. This is minus 5 over 6, and press equal to input the value. And then for the constant, this is minus 5. Okay. Now, once you've confirmed that all the values are correct, you can press equal to. Here we're told that the value of x is 9 and the value of y is 12. Now, if you want to practice this, because the best way for you to actually master this is to practice, you can see, you can just follow the key log that I'm imputing, and the more you do this, the better you are going to get in using the calculator to solve for your simultaneous equations. All right? Okay, so now we can look at having this understanding, and we can now look at the case scenario of simultaneous equation in 3 variables. If you follow the same format, it's just that we're going to have 3 variables which we are going to be working on. And now, looking at this equation, I've also broken down the analysis. So we'll now go to equation which is mode 5. But in this case, we're having 3 variables, and that is corresponding to the option 2. You can see x, y, z. But in our equation, we're having p, q, r. So you don't need to be stereotyped. Just follow the formats and then solve with respect to what you have. Now you can see we have options. We have 4 columns, A to D, and 3 rows. We just need to input all these values. I'm clearing my key log so that you can see I'm going to put in all those values. Like in the first case, we have the coefficient of P is 1. Okay. Then we'll press equal to input that. The coefficient of Q is also 1. Then we'll press equal to input that. The coefficient of R is 1. And the constant D is 0. Okay. So we just press that and press equal to. And the same thing we're also going to do to the second equation, which is amounting to the second row. Coefficient of P is 1. Coefficient of Q is minus 1. Okay. So we have minus 1. Then the coefficient of R, that is 1. So we have 1 equal to, and then the constant, that is 4. And then moving on to the third equation, we have 4 as a coefficient of P, 2 as a coefficient of Q, and 1 as coefficient of R. All right. And then 7 is a constant, that is D3. 7, I will press equal to. Now, you also need to check, always make it a point of duty to check, are all the values correct? And once you confirm that all the values are correct, you can press your equal to. Now, it's solving in XYZ, but we're using PQR, okay? But we just know that we need to just maintain consistency. XYZ for us is PQR, so we can say our P from the value that the calculator had given us, P is 3, Q is minus 2, and R is minus 1. This is the solution to this simultaneous equation in 3 variables. And if you want to check, P is 3, Q is minus 2, R is minus 1. 3 minus 2 minus 1 is 3 minus 3, which is 0. And the same also goes for the second equation and the third equation. If you input all the values, you will get the correct answer. So this is a guide for you to actually know how to master your calculator to solve your simultaneous equation. But I can assure you, practice is what is going to build your proficiency is this. So what I will advise you to do is to just lay your hands on as many questions as you can. Bring out your calculator, go to the particular mode for the equation, solve as many as you can, and you build your proficiency in such a way that you will master the use of the calculator. That's all we're going to be having for today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you find the video useful, like it, share with your friends, share with your loved ones. Help us spread the good news. In this time that we are staying at home, it's best that you just build proficiency as much as you can. Maybe this is the opportunity you are going to have to actually get that distinction in your exam, and wish you the very best of luck. Until next time, God bless you.